Good afternoon, Mr. President. I'm Karen, and thank you so much for doing this.
Sure.
So I'll be asking you two questions, but you have to forgive me that the first question will have a lot of context in it for agriculture.
Sure.
Losses are driving farmers to desperation.
Yeah.
Some farmers already taking their own lives. In Davos, you said you would only step down as Agri Secretary if you've ticked off items in your bucket list. My question is, what is in that list? And what will you specifically do to implement for farmers to feel a change in their lives today, in the short and medium term?
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up because we always have been talking about production, non-importation, etc. And we have to always remind ourselves that what we are really talking about is the livelihood of the farmers as well. Not only the supply of food, but of the pricing of food, but also the livelihood of farmers and the future of farmers. I mean, I think it's a much quoted statistic that in the Philippines, the average farmer is 57, 58 years old, and the young people are not that interested to enter into farming. So there are all of these multifaceted problems that we face in terms of agriculture. So again, in the short term, the increasing prices of food products is alarming, and that's why we now have to whatever we do, we must import. I think my sentiments about importation are clear, but it is an emergency situation that has been brought about by neglect of the agricultural sector for many, many years.
President, about the Maharlika Wealth Fund, Congressman Joey Salceda talked about a re-engineered fund. And I wanted to ask you, he said he described it as the securitization of 44 billion pesos. And it will be listed in the stock market. You have opposition lawmakers, who say that under the law, 50% of the income of GOCCs have to be remitted to the National Treasury, and you use it for the budget. So along with that, how could you ensure that the fund won't be used for money laundering, given you will be accepting private funding?
Let's do two in one there.
Yes.
We'll do the first one first. First of all, the idea of using the GOCCs to put value into the Maharlika Fund was broached in Davos, and it was brought up. I don't know why it's made this news here immediately to the Philippines, and people are very concerned about it. I watched your interview with Congressman Edsel Legman this morning, and I have heard the comments that Congressman Joey Salceda has made, and his concerns that he had aired. I agree with that. You cannot use funds of the GOCC. Pera ng gobyerno, what will the government spend? It was a proposal. It's not something that we have adopted.